Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you found yourself struggling to remember someone's name, even though you've known them for years? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. And while some forgetfulness is natural with age, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, especially when it comes to what we eat. After 70, the brain becomes more sensitive to what we feed it. And believe it or not, some of the most common foods in your kitchen might be silently working against you, slowly dulling your memory, fogging your thinking, and stealing your sharpness day by day. Now, I know you've probably heard all kinds of advice about superfoods and miracle supplements, but today we're doing something even more powerful. We're going to talk about what to remove. Sometimes what you stop eating can be even more important than what you start. And there are 5 specific foods that many people over 70 still eat every single day without realizing the damage they're doing. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to watch out for, why it matters, and what small changes can help your brain stay clearer, sharper, and more you. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's have a real conversation about your brain, your memories, your clarity, your independence, because this isn't about giving up things you love. It's about making better choices little by little so you can keep living the life you want with the mind you need. Let me take you back to something a woman in her 70s once told me. She said, "It's not the big things that sneak up on you, it's the little habits that you repeat every day without thinking." She was right. The slice of toast you have every morning, the snack you reach for in the afternoon, the way you treat yourself after dinner, it all adds up. And if those habits involve the wrong kinds of foods, especially certain ones that inflame the brain, then the decline doesn't come with a warning. It just quietly takes hold. That's the thing. Brain decline rarely happens in big, dramatic ways at first. It starts small. A little forgetfulness, a little fatigue, difficulty concentrating, that foggy feeling that won't quite go away. But inside, something more serious might be brewing. Inflammation in the brain, damaged blood vessels, or even the early stages of diseases like Alzheimer's or dementia. And while no single food is to blame for everything, there are a few repeat offenders that science has linked again and again to faster cognitive decline, especially in older adults. The first one is so common that many people think it's harmless. But the truth is, it's one of the most dangerous foods for your brain: refined sugar. I know. What's life without a little sweetness? But the kind of sugar I'm talking about isn't the occasional birthday cake or holiday cookie. It's the hidden sugar, the kind that sneaks into your breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, sauces, and even so-called healthy snacks. You see, sugar creates inflammation in the brain, which affects your memory, your mood, and even your sleep. And the older we get, the more sensitive our brains become to those spikes and crashes in blood sugar. You might not feel it right away, but over time, sugar can actually shrink your brain. Studies have shown that people with diets high in sugar and refined carbohydrates tend to have a smaller hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory. That means your daily sweet habit might be slowly stealing your sharpness, one bite at a time. The good news, you don't have to cut sweetness out of your life entirely. There are plenty of ways to enjoy natural sweetness like fresh fruit, cinnamon, or a drizzle of raw honey without flooding your brain with processed sugar. Now, I want to pause here and ask you, how often do you check labels at the store? Because that's where the sugar really hides. Even things like salad dressings or canned soups can be loaded with it. So next time you're at the store, take an extra second to scan the back of the package. If sugar, or any word ending in "ous", like fructose or glucose, is near the top of the list, it's probably best to leave it on the shelf. And if You're wondering how quickly you can feel a difference by cutting back on sugar. Here's the good news, it can happen in just a few days. Many people over 70 say they feel clearer, more focused, and even less moody when they cut back. It's like wiping the fog off a mirror. You start to see things more clearly again. Conversations get easier. Remembering names or appointments becomes less of a struggle. It's not magic. It's simply giving your brain a break from the constant roller coaster of blood sugar spikes and crashes. Now let's move to the second brain killer, trans fats. These are often found in processed baked goods, frozen foods, margarine, and those long shelf life snacks. And while many manufacturers have removed trans fats due to public pressure, they haven't disappeared entirely. Some still sneak into your diet under sneaky names like partially hydrogenated oils. These fats are known to increase inflammation and reduce the brain's ability to produce important neurotransmitters, chemicals that help your brain cells talk to each other. Think about your brain like a network of roads. Trans fats act like potholes, slowing everything down. They interfere with how your brain communicates, and over time, they've even been linked to a higher risk of Alzheimer's. If you're still using margarine or eating boxed cookies with unpronounceable ingredients, it might be time to make a switch. Go for olive oil, avocado, or grass-fed butter in moderation. Whole foods, not shelf-stable ones. Your brain deserves that upgrade. All right. The third food, and this one surprises a lot of people, is processed meats. Things like deli slices, sausages, bacon, and hot dogs. I know they're convenient, they're quick, easy, and often a part of our routines, but they're loaded with nitrates, preservatives, and excess sodium, all of which can damage the blood vessels in your brain. Your brain depends on a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients, and anything that narrows or stiffens those blood vessels can interrupt that flow. And what happens when the brain doesn't get enough blood? Memory problems, confusion, mood swings, even an increased risk of stroke. I'm not saying you can never enjoy a piece of bacon again, but make it an occasional treat, not a daily habit. If you want a sandwich, try roasted turkey or chicken you prepare yourself. It takes a little more effort, but the long-term benefit to your mind is worth every extra step. Now the fourth one is a sneaky enemy, refined carbs. We're talking white bread, white rice, pastries, and crackers. These foods might not taste sweet, but they act like sugar in your body. They break down quickly, spike your blood sugar, and cause the same kind of inflammation we just talked about. And over time, diets high in refined carbs have been linked to slower cognitive processing, brain fog, and even brain shrinkage in older adults. You've probably heard people say, carbs are bad, but that's not the full story. Refined carbs are the issue. You can still enjoy whole grains like oats, quinoa, brown rice, and whole wheat bread in moderation. These foods release energy slowly, fuel your brain more steadily, and don't cause those roller coaster crashes that leave you feeling tired, irritable, or confused. And finally, the fifth food, the quietest saboteur of all, artificial sweeteners. I know many people switch to diet soda or sugar-free snacks to avoid sugar, thinking it's the healthier choice. But some studies suggest that artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin can actually confuse the brain, change gut bacteria, and even increase the risk of stroke or dementia over time. Your brain doesn't quite know what to do with these chemicals, and instead of helping you lose weight or stay sharp, they can actually disrupt the balance of hormones and neurotransmitters that your brain depends on. So what can you do instead? Try flavoring your water with lemon or cucumber. If you're craving something sweet, reach for real fruit. And if you like a little fizz, there are natural sparkling waters with 0 artificial ingredients that can hit the spot. Now listen, I'm not here to scare you or make you feel guilty. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, because once you know what to look for, you can start making smarter choices that protect the most important part of your body, your brain. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just start with one swap. Cut out one soda, replace one snack, read one label, and from there, it gets easier. The truth is, you deserve to feel sharp, energized, and clear-headed no matter your age. You've lived through decades of experiences, wisdom, and memories. Don't let the wrong foods rob you of all that. Your brain is worth protecting. And with just a few small changes, you can keep it strong, not just for today, but for many years to come. So here's what I want you to do. Take a look in your kitchen, check the labels, pay attention to how you feel after certain meals, and, most importantly, be kind to yourself through this process. Aging doesn't mean decline, it means learning how to take better care of yourself with more intention and more love. You've got this. Your brain is still listening, still learning, and still ready to thrive. Let's help it stay that way, one bite at a time.